Hello, everybody. Welcome in. It's Laura from Tenacious Taurus Twin Flame Tarot, and this is going to be the weekend check-in for the collective. Keep in mind, timing and energy is still fluid. This could play out this weekend. This message may or may not be for you, so I do ask that you only take with you what does resonate. Chunk the rest. I do want to talk about some of these astrology aspects. We have a couple Chiron transits, and so whenever there's aspects with that wounded healer energy, we're being asked to give voice to this pain is kind of what I'm feeling. We do have Mercury in Sagittarius, trine Chiron in Aries, and so this is going to give a voice to this underlying pain, and I feel accessing a lot of messages from our higher self, our spirit team, our guides, and so you're really going to want to spend some time going within this weekend, listening for the messages coming through about your own healing journey and what the remedy is going to be in order to address the root of any emotional imbalance in your life. And so these energies are likely coming through your emotional body or through some type of emotional realization over the weekend. And so whatever messages are coming forward, it's offering us a check-in with ourselves. And what we do with this information is up to us, right? Because I do feel this is where we can kind of draw like an etherical map of our emotional body, and we can understand what is no longer sustainable and explore the depths of our subconscious wounding in order to clear this old dense energy and to bring in this new expansive energy. Sagittarius is all about expansion. My light right above my my tripod is just flicking like crazy. So this is a very important message for somebody out there. So get ready to kind of take stock at what you want to bring forward into your life and what you need to address when it comes to any emotional imbalances. And when we do this, we can take status of our entire life, our entire being, and then we can come into a place of wholeness between our mind, our body, and our soul. And so I think get ready to feel this influencing of energies, and it's going to feel like you're swimming underwater, but it is this purifying essence coming forward. And so I do feel, listen to that voice of reason in the energies this weekend, because Chiron is known as that wounded healer. And so we all have this unhealed wound that we are born with. Many of us have the same Chiron wound, and many of us are drawn to people who share that same inner core wound that we have. And so unless we heal this core wound, we can't really be of service and help others. And so at best, we can sympathize with another that is wounded with the same aspects that we have been challenged with this lifetime. But I feel right now, many of us are kind of being asked to hold space, to give others on the spiritual journey an opportunity to explore their wounding from all types of different angles. And so I do also want to mention, as a wounded healer, we do also risk projecting our own personal wounding process onto others. And so we don't want to be giving bad healing advice, right? And so unless we fully heal ourselves first, we really don't know what works and what doesn't work. And so we're kind of all in this together when it comes to this distorted conditioning, right? And so what we need to accept, I feel, is going into the depths of these wounds and integrating the lessons that we've learned along our life journey when it comes to any catalysts that have been put on our path in order for this growth. And so Chiron healing is a very painful process of going into the wound, but ultimately on the other side of the process, we do find relief from that pain. And so it is this energy of reconciling what has been incompatible in our lives, what has been unacceptable within ourselves, and bridging these two energies so we can release any conflicting worlds within us. When we choose to heal, then we can choose to discover each of our own unique individual spiritual gifts. And so I also want to say, get ready to release anything in your life that's no longer acceptable when it comes to these new energies. And so reconciliation could mean healing this wound. It could mean healing a wound with another this weekend. What holds value in your life is what I want to say, because these energies are stirring the Chiron shit pot over the weekend. And so Mercury is bringing forward this healing energy with our words, our thoughts. Get ready for a lot of old memories to surface that will trigger these wounds and these hurts over the coming days. Get ready to likely recall some hurtful things that maybe somebody said to you. And this could go all the way back to childhood when it comes to maybe a parent or a sibling that bullied you, or teachers that undermined you as a child. Anything that's really stripped you of your self-confidence. This could be colleagues, peers, friends, anybody that makes you feel at odds with yourself or inadequate. And so Mercury is kind of helping us see the bigger picture, is what I'm feeling, and to understand what otherwise could be so difficult to grasp when it comes to these deep-seated wounds. And so with Mercury trine Chiron, I think get ready to finally acknowledge that primal wound of inadequacy, no matter how difficult it is. Although this is considered an easy aspect, there's really no easy aspects when it comes to going into this wounded healer energy. We also have a trine between Chiron and Venus, and so this can feel quite raw, I feel, over the coming days when it comes to these deep-seated wounds regarding maybe your own sense of attractiveness, self-worth, the value you hold. All of this is surfacing in order for us to reflect back upon that mirror within all of our relationships, or lack thereof, right? And so it can be very crippling to go into this internal ache, this internal wound. But this is where we release any false perceptions of self. And I think a lot is being illuminated as to just how much damage we have done to ourselves by re-attracting the same person with a different face that just doesn't value our self-worth. And so I'm not saying we're all to blame for our personal wounds, but we do have to hold that torch to understand where we have allowed people to mistreat us in our life. And so get ready for a new perspective to be gained when it comes to your own personal vulnerabilities, when it comes to your own sense of self-worth. I think get ready for a lot of tears to be shed this weekend. Venus usually indicates feminine energy, although this is not gender specific. I think get ready to really notice where you've been superficial with others in your life, where people have been superficial with you. Because when we keep attracting superficiality, it can be very agonizing. And then we oftentimes keep attracting in all of these abusive relationship dynamics into our lives. And this is to get us to realize what we need to heal within ourselves, right? Women, I want to say women are broadly ruled by Venus energy. And so that's why I say this might be more affecting the feminine collective, but we all have an inner feminine, and so it is not gender specific. I do feel get ready to address all of these deep-seated injuries of self-worth, especially regarding your own sense of femininity. And so I think both sexes are going to be resonating with these themes coming up this weekend. But it's our self-worth that I feel is being pinpointed over the coming days. And I do feel maybe the feminine collective is going to tend to experience this energy more. And on the self-worth issue, and with the masculine's lens, I feel financial issues. A lot of masculines base their sense of self-worth on monetary gain, materialism, and greed. And so a lot of masculines tie up their sense of worth in making money. And so broadly speaking, I want to say like women internalize the Venus energy, whereas men externalize it into a tangible resource of money. And so no matter what your gender point is, I just wanted to bring that up because this energy is going to affect all of us when it comes to matters of relating to what we earn, what we have, and how this does positively or negatively impact our sense of self-worth. And so whatever form this energy takes, whatever form of manifestation this energy takes on in your own life, it's important to understand that this Chiron wound does leave us with the medicine that we need to heal ourselves as well. So no matter how excruciating this is to visit these wounds, I think we're all being prompted to heal from within and to address these patterns, these weaknesses that really have hindered our soul's evolution. And so get ready to be rubbed raw is what I want to say, in order to realize that you are so much more than just your outer appearance, just your outer wrapping paper, right? And come into this realization that love is the answer. And we all seek to receive love, but we first have to gift that love to ourselves. And so we got the moon kind of working with these energies. The moon is now going to be in Capricorn this weekend. And so what I kept hearing was catalyst for change. Catalyst for change. The moon is trine Uranus at 16 degrees 11. So I think get ready for an internal shift of your beliefs. 16 is tower energy. 11 to me is a union of self. And so I do feel there's this huge catalyst for change in the energies this weekend, especially with the moon conjunct Pluto. What I was hearing was Hades, going in to the depths of any obsessive neurotic sides of self. It is the underworld energy, and so we're still in the dark, creepy side of the moon. We just had the dark new moon in Sag, and so I feel this is a time where we're needing to address these narcissistic people in our lives. We have to address the grim side of human nature, and we have to break free. And so if you are in the wrong kind of relationship, get ready for this relationship to be filled with all sorts of tension this weekend. Obsessions. It's this energy of one person being obsessed with the other to the point that the person that has this obsession is, completely controlled by the other in the relationship. It's about this power dynamic. And when you're obsessed with somebody and you willingly give this person all of your energy without realizing it, it can create all sorts of deep feelings of overwhelm. And so I do feel there's likely going to be some type of catalytic personal interaction this weekend that will likely trigger these deeply buried emotional memories in your subconscious mind in order for you to release these obsessive feelings. And so you might find it hard focusing this weekend is another message. So we're going to jump in with the cards. And as you can hear, Savvy is in the background playing Barbies. It is like music to my ears. She's not really played at all in the last week. So, ooh, a visitor hiding the truth. And so somebody's been hiding the truth when it comes to their emotions. Somebody here has been wearing a mask. There's been a lack of honesty. I think somebody's mask is about to fall. I always feel like, you ever see, I went to see live in Toronto years and years ago, the Phantom of the Opera. One of my favorite plays to go see in person, the Phantom of the Opera. And so somebody here has really been hiding their true intentions. And maybe somebody here has been hiding the fact that they want to go and maybe make amends with somebody, pay somebody a visit. I also feel this energy of spirit's been knocking on somebody's door. And it's kind of time to, step into this energy of being authentic, right? When we're not our authentic selves, then we will keep attracting inauthentic, narcissistic people into our lives to reflect back to us where we value our self-worth. So I'm going to do things a little bit different today, guys. I'm going to do 5 cards from this deck. We got Show Compassion and the World card. It kind of came out sideways, so there's a challenge here when it comes to closing out a cycle. Holding on. Somebody is definitely holding on to an old way of being, an old cycle. This could be somebody's been holding on to something from the past for a long time. I want to say absence makes the heart grow fonder. then we get that confusion. And so just clarifying the state of confusion that I think a lot of people are going to be in this weekend. Trying to piece together a big-time life lesson. Because somebody's kind of been sitting in the dark. Illumination in reversed. And so there is a challenge when it maybe comes to traveling to close out a cycle. Somebody's been in some very dark, shadowy energy. Somebody's been sitting in some very confusing, stormy emotions when it comes to a karmic attachment. And I do feel the obsession has been money. We get the money card, came out upright with the attachment sideways. And so somebody's really been holding on to an old cycle here. And I feel holding on because of the financial status. And I think gripping to control. But the underlying energy is this lack of clarity, illumination in reversed. And so I do feel somebody really is about to get some type of wake-up call. And there is going to be some clarity coming. And so I do think get ready for a lot of heavy emotions to surface. I do feel somebody here needs some compassion in their life. The first two energies that came out is the World, upright, with compassion. And so they actually, like I said, they came out sideways. So when something comes out sideways, it's neither upright nor reversed. And so we are on the precipice of closing out all of these karmic cycles. And it might require traveling or relocating in a new direction. And somebody here, I feel, is learning to mother themselves, to show themselves compassion. I also feel somebody's been begging for compassion in a relationship and they've not been receiving it. Holding on tight, right? Holding on maybe because of the past memories. But I really do feel this has really created a state of confusion. And I feel it's kind of time to come out of the shadows. So we're going to go further with these energies. Oh, look at that. That's the struggle this weekend, is these traumatic, painful wounds. And so all of our past life wounds will carry over into the next life if we don't clear these familial patterns. And so I do feel somebody here has been experiencing a negative impact in this lifetime. And they've been struggling identifying these toxic family patterns. And the energy this weekend is offering the process of healing and releasing. So I do feel get ready to go into the depths of some wounding. And you might want to spend some time alone. You might want to get grounded in nature. So many of us, we get so caught up in this hustle culture, right? This busyness and always on the go. Get up and go, get up and go. And sometimes we just need to retreat. We need to reconnect with self. We need to reconnect with Mother Earth. And so I do feel get ready to spend some time alone. There is definitely a karmic lesson that is not being learned here. Karmic lesson in reversed, clarifying the confusion. And so there is somebody here that does need to resolve a past life experience. Somebody is in a karmic attachment here. There is a past life connection here. There is a very painful lesson that is needing to be worked through, that is needing to be learned, and there is resistance to learning this karmic lesson. And so this illumination in reversed, I think, yeah, get ready. Get ready for some type of wake-up call this weekend. Get ready to rediscover or peel back the layers of a karmic situation or a karmic person that you've been dealing with, to see things in a different light that you maybe originally did not see, because I think it's kind of time to embrace these major life changes ahead. And there's going to be a challenge ahead when it comes to maybe finding your authentic voice, speaking your authentic truth. Somebody here has something to express openly and honestly, and I think the energy is very testing when it comes to somebody's soul's evolution and clarifying the money and the finances with the karmic attachment. All of these kind of just flipped out in reverse. So there is, do you need some help, Pook? Oh, so somebody here does need to cut some. Okay, well, when I'm done working, please don't start screaming at Mama, please. somebody here has resisted cutting these karmic attachments. There is some energy cords here, whether it is still some unwanted attachments, like physical attachments. It could be unwanted past memories or unhealthy energies. There is resistance to this releasing. There is resistance to opening up the heart. The only way to feel or to heal this deep-seated wound is to feel it. You can't change nothing unless you're willing to go into the depths of feeling this heart opening. And so I feel somebody here really has resisted coming from a place of forgiveness and compassion. We could be dealing with somebody that's been a cold-hearted bastard here. I'm not entirely sure. But I feel somebody's spirit guides have really been trying to guide them towards this seeking journey. The seeking journey, the seeker. We're here to seek truth, right? We are here to be these students of life and to find that deeper meaning. And so I do feel somebody's really stayed stuck in a karmic attachment, maybe because they've not wanted to admit that they were wrong. Nobody likes to admit that they're wrong. There's a lack of balance. I feel a blocked chakra pathway here. And I do feel the angels really have been bringing somebody towards a reconciliation. Maybe when it comes to some past karma that needs to be resolved. But there is resistance to going into the depths of feeling this wound. Another message too is I feel somebody has tried to release maybe a person from the past, and maybe it's been several years, and all that this separation has done is made the heart grow fonder. And so there is going to be a need for self-reflection this weekend when it comes to these deep-seated wounds. So I think somebody is finally learning to recognize that they've been in a karmic connection, an arranged union that was likely based on status or what everybody else wanted for them. And they've stayed there in this karmic connection out of obligation. And I feel somebody is being prepared to master this karmic lesson in order to be a guide for others on the journey. And so I do feel somebody here is in deep need of healing. I feel somebody's been going through all kinds of ravaging negative effects, almost like this energy of being at war. And I do feel they are being called to travel towards somebody that will bring healing into their life. Likely a gypsy of some sort. Somebody here I feel is a healer, a wanderer. Somebody here I feel has never really had this full sense of belonging, but has really traveled with others of the same vibration. Kind of just this wandering gypsy energy, a nurse type energy. And whoever's breaking free from this karmic connection, this arranged contract out of obligation, is being asked to go towards this vagabond, this gypsy. And so I also feel there's something about the past when it comes to children, or a lack of nurturing with some children. And this is going to be needed to be cleared in this present lifetime. And it's definitely linked to somebody's purpose. And so I also feel with the overall outcome, somebody here definitely has the aura of an angel. And maybe somebody has stayed in a karmic connection because of the children. But I do feel whoever is breaking free from this very toxic trauma bond that's really resisted learning this karmic lesson, they're needing to go towards somebody who is a healer for others. We do have somebody here that does have the aura of an angel, whose energy is very comforting and healing. And I feel somebody has been sitting in a whole lot of bitterness and resentment when it comes to a hefty karmic burden that's been carried for many, many lifetimes. And so in order for this to be released, it does have to be felt, it does have to be acknowledged, and there does need to be a release of any resentment. And so I feel somebody did another very wrong. Somebody was done very wrong here. And there's been a lack of forgiveness of self, I think, for the damage done to somebody that I think they do have some deep-seated feelings about. And so forgiveness truly is liberating, and I feel this has really been a challenge. Somebody has been very, very greedy, all about the Benjamins, all about the money. And, you know, it isn't about the money. We didn't come here to be rich. Although the universe is limitless, we came here for love. It's not about the money. It's about the love. And so somebody's challenge, I feel, over the weekend is going to be greed. Somebody's clung to material possessions, which has allowed another power over them when it comes to closing out a cycle. And there is a lot of resentment. So we're going to jump in with the tarot. We're going to see what else needs to come through. And so clarifying the world and the compassion, there's definitely been confusion. We get the Page of Swords, the Ace of Swords. So there's truth coming forward, communication, a lot of communication, and cutting through the illusion, cutting through the confusion. I also feel this energy of somebody really has been watching another grow, expand, succeed, you know, honoring their spiritual truth, and maybe seeing somebody that has a lot of options coming their way. Somebody here isn't happy with what they're seeing. I also feel somebody's, you know, been spying. And there is definitely a masculine, I feel, getting ready to communicate some truth coming forward. So could be dealing with the Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Maybe this person in the past had a lot of options, or they've been going through a state of confusion, a state of disillusionment. But I do feel somebody really has been all trapped up in their head when it comes to bringing forward maybe an apology of some sort. We get the Page of Cups, the Knight of Pentacles. So slowest moving knight in the deck. Somebody's really, really been taking their sweet time when it comes to bringing forward an offer, an apology. Somebody here I feel wants a clean slate. And they've been trapped up in their head in a sea of subconscious thoughts when it comes to some past manipulation, and that they've not been willing to leave in the past. And so I feel somebody is getting ready to break some chains. Somebody in the past, I feel, was very narcissistic, was all about themselves. They didn't care who they hurt. They maybe were pretending to be happy in a situation, likely overindulging. And it's kind of time to master this karmic lesson is kind of what I'm feeling. So there's likely going to be some type of an apology coming forward, maybe from a Virgo or King of Swords. But I feel there's like this energy of somebody's been obsessed with materialism and greed. Stuck in a toxic trauma bond because of the money. And I do feel that's been a block. And I think somebody here is going to be taken to their knees. Because like I said, it's about love. It's not about money. The money will always flow when you are centered in that heart space, right? And so I feel somebody here is definitely going to be taken to their knees. It's this coming to Jesus moment when it comes to this realization of money isn't everything. Somebody chose money over love. And I feel somebody here is going through a heart chakra expansion. They can resist it all they want, but somebody's heart is about to get ripped wide open because the universe is saying that's what's important, love. Somebody passed up a holy grail union here with the 5 and the ace in reverse. We get the 4 of cups. So there was an overlooked opportunity in the past, a missed opportunity in the past that somebody wasn't willing to acknowledge. And now somebody is praying for salvation because time's up. There is a divine feminine here about to give birth to her dreams. We've got a feminine here that is the epitome of unconditional love. That's that Venus energy. Somebody here does know her worth and her value, and she's been patiently waiting for what it is that she deserves. She's planted those seeds. This is like my Cinderella card, this 7 of Pentacles, and it's time for this Empress to reap her harvest. And somebody is going deep into this wound of, I feel, rejecting this Empress. There's been blocked communication, and it's kind of time to pick yourself up from rock bottom. So the rediscovery, the layers being peeled back, is bringing someone to great accomplishment, great achievement, mastering this karmic lesson. So out of the confusion does come the crystal clarity that is needed to go in a new direction. And I do feel something coming back from the past. And there is going to be a lot of communication. Somebody here will be reaching out, likely to this Empress, Taurus, Libra. A lot of communication talking about how there's no balance in their life. Somebody here needs balance in their life, and they are getting a major wake-up call. This is the past coming back to bite somebody for sure. Judgment is the past. It is karma playing out, and wherever this person is, there's been no victory. There's been no success. And somebody is definitely riddled with anxiety, guilt, stress, remorse when it comes to balancing out a situation, when it comes to a missed opportunity. And I think somebody is coming in for that missed cup because they are angry, because wherever they're at, there is no happiness, there is no joy. And so rounding the completion of a cycle, and Spirit has been hounding somebody. Somebody's been getting nightmares in the middle of the night, losing sleep. Somebody's guides have been saying it's time to address this wound once and for all. So let's get a couple last messages from Spirit, because I do feel a reconciliation is on the horizon. But self-awareness is going to be needed in order to gain that new perspective. And so how do you see yourself in this situation? Can you tell me who you are in this situation? Because somebody here really needs to get honest with themselves about what is going on. And somebody here does need to purify their space and break away from a very toxic person that's created a very toxic situation that's not serving their highest good. Because there is going to be a chance to do something over, but you're going to have to try a different approach. Get ready to maybe reconnect with somebody in the heart space this weekend. Somebody that I feel at one point in time there was a lot of love. And that's kind of what I got for the weekend check-in, guys. I hope this helped. I hope this resonated. If you would like to book a personal or a soulmate reading with me, check out that description box below, guys. And I do look forward to seeing you all again next time. Thank you.